Breath of Fire 4, released for the Sony PlayStation in the year 2000. Breath of Fire 4 was developed by Capcom and is the fourth game in the Breath of Fire series. Just as in previous games of the series, Breath of Fire 4 follows the adventures of a young man named Ryu, who has the ability to transform into powerful dragons. Some of the characters in this iteration were one-dimensional and not too interesting. The story starts out really slow, and yet the early parts also feel quite rushed somehow at the same time. Nina, Ryu, and Cray don't get proper personalities or stories, in my opinion. It seemed like the developers were trying to piggyback on Breath of Fire 3. I enjoyed the Fao Lu character and his side story. He seemed like an evil, all-powerful dragon god when the player was first introduced to him, but he viewed himself as a protagonist trying to do what's best for all people, kind of similar to Miria in Breath of Fire 3. I watched his character grow and develop in ways that most other characters in this title never do. The towns in Breath of Fire 4 are pretty small and tightly packed with stuff that gets in your way. With the isometric camera and all the buildings, it was pretty hard to find things I was looking for. I enjoyed the character progression system for the most part, and the narrative really came together in the end, but some of the plot was left unfinished and unexplored. Specifically, I was disappointed that I didn't get a proper final showdown with Yuna. There wasn't much post-game content in this title. While this game did a great job at allowing you to become very powerful and to combo tons of cool techniques together, there were very few strong enemies to show off against. The Rider was considered the most powerful enemy in the game, but I defeated him way before I got to the end and way before I obtained the most powerful gear. Also, I noticed that there was some terrible slowdown in some areas of this title, especially in the towns. I'm a fan of the Breath of Fire series, and I'd say this title is worth playing, though it isn't as good as the second or third entries.